Yeah guys, welcome back to the channel. This is KOJOFOREX, aka GBP Legend, aka Market Sniper. In this short video, I'm going to be sharing with you 4 main reasons why I barely take any loss on the Forex market. You could call them a secret if you want. So I'm going to share with you 4 main reasons why I barely take any loss on the Forex market. Number 1 is good strategy. Number 2 is money management. Number 3 is patience. And then number 4 is discipline. So I'm going to take each one of them and talk about them briefly in this short video, right? So when I was growing up in the Forex market, right, when I was gaining a lot of experience in the Forex market, there's so many options that I was eventually being introduced to or observing or growing up into, in the sense that there were certain strategies that would necessarily require you to go in big before you can make any amount of money, because obviously you're catching like a few pips in the market, which is like that 10 pips, 15 pips. So obviously to make any huge amount of money from a 10 pip move or 15 pip move, then you need to be risking a lot of in terms of lot size, right? So with that, it wasn't really sinking down well with me, because I hated to see huge drawdowns, right? Drawdowns literally turned me off. So I always wanted to always see minimal drawdowns relative to my account size. So in that way, what that meant was that I was supposed to, rather than catch few pips in the market, aim for huge pip movement in the market, not that 15 and 10 pip, but 200, 300 pip in the market. That way it balances the equation when somebody is using a huge lot size for few pips, and then I'm using relatively small lot size for huge pip movements. So I believe you get what I mean. So in that way, the only way that I could accomplish that was to change my trading life, my trading plan, my trading strategy from that scalper day trader perspective to a swing trader, and that is eventually what I do now. So I relatively risk 2%, 3% to catch 300 pip, 400, sometimes even 850 pip, 2000 pip on the market, and then that eventually turns out to make a lot of money, right? And then number 2 is like I said, proper risk management. It has to simply also do with a good strategy that I talked about. Because my strategy is good and I've been using it for a long time, it doesn't necessarily allow me to want to risk too much in the market. Like I've said, I emphasize the fact that I risk between 2%, 3% on my account balance, and I'm able to like have that peace of mind knowing that even in the worst case scenario, if I lose this trade, that's barely 2% or 3% of my whole trading account. So a proper risk management, anytime I put on a position, I have enough confidence to just let the trade materialize, right? And then number 3 of the point is of patience. So because I have used proper risk management, you see everything I say is a build up. Because I use proper risk management, I tend to have patience, because whatever drawdown I go into, it doesn't affect my psychology, knowing for the fact that this isn't the trade that's going to blow my account off, right? This one trade isn't going to blow my account off. So I have literally all the patience in the world to watch that trade materialize and then hit my target profit that I've anticipated, right? And that's just how you can be able to survive in this market. If you disrespect risk management, then you wouldn't have patience in the market, right? And then you would never let your trade materialize fully. And the last one is discipline, right? For you to succeed in this market, you must have immense discipline. Discipline has to do with following your trading plan or your trading strategy, not subscribing to different strategies all the time. Today you switch from this, tomorrow you're doing this, and all that. It doesn't get you anywhere. And number 2 is following that proper risk management, knowing that no matter what it is, you're still going to be risking within your means, which is that 2%, 3%, right? Nothing more than even 4 or 5%. And then the last one is what the next one is obviously having the patience, right? Like I said, relaxing for your trade to materialize. The market doesn't just spike up and then jump into profit that we'd always expect, right? As human psychology demands, we always want things to go in our way so fast. That's not how the market works, right? Sometimes certain opportunities will allow you to capitalize on the move very fast when you're just in the right time and the market at the right time in the right place, right? But for the most part, the trade is going to be lingering in your entry point put you in a little bit of drawdown, put you back in profit before eventually it materializes and capitalizes in your move or in the direction you are anticipating. So you would definitely need to have a lot of patience if you need to survive in this market, or if you want to succeed in this market. And then number 4 is discipline, right? It comes back to being disciplined. Discipline is the fact that no matter what, you don't want to do things that are not according to your plans, right? You want to follow your trading strategy strictly, right? In terms of entry points, in terms of your exit point, in terms of your take profit, in terms of your lot size, in terms of the patience. It all has to do with culminating that habit of what? Discipline. If you do not have discipline, you cannot be a proper trader. You can never succeed in this market. Yeah, so this is really a quick and short video in terms of the secrets that I have been following for a long time that has brought me this far in trading. And then I tend to never flout any of these rules, and yeah, I keep my head straight up and follow this rule strictly. So next off, I'm going to take you into the chart and then show you a little bit into this week's outlook for me, and then why I've not even made up my mind to take any trade, because in terms of my trading plan wise and then the strategy that I use, none of the setups have materialized, and then you'd understand into my psychology. So let's go into the chart briefly and I'll show you guys something quickly. Yeah guys, so as most of you are aware, I do my trading analysis from TradingView, and then I execute my positions on the MT4. So I've got my TradingView here and I've got my MT4 on the left side. Is it the right? It's on the right side instead, and then the TradingView is actually on the left side. Yeah, so basically I've got a very simple trading setup, right? Two Acer 24-inch monitors that I use, and yeah, that's just how my trading setup is. I'll go more into my trading setup in another video. So throughout the week, I've just got these constant watch lists that are analyzed, right? I've got some pound pairs in there, I've got euro, I've got Aussie dollar, I've got New Zealand dollar pairs, and then the US dollar pairs, right? So throughout the week, I mark up my chart, and then I just anticipate my moves in the market, and then foretell where I expect price to come to before I take any decision, right? It all has to do with the strategy that I use, and then I've been using strategy for so many years, and then I understand the ins and out about it. That is exactly what allows me to be able to get that sniper entry that you guys are for the most part excited about or obsessed with, right? So looking into this week, I'm just going to be running quickly into what I expect from this market and why I haven't had any position, and it all has to do with the discipline that I subscribe to, the patience that I have, and then yeah, basically everything that has to do with me being a winning trader, right? So this is currently me looking at pound Japanese yen, right? For this pound Japanese yen, I expect it to pull back into this range, most part touching into that trend line again before any move on the downside, right? Other than that, then we could just see a continuation of this move all the way into this side, and then we already have like a position on the upside here. So because of that, we have already booked some profit on this, and we've got some few positions still left on this market to run. So there's no need to be hesitant, or I mean, there's no need to there's no need to rush any move when it comes to pound Japanese yen, and just let the market do its own thing. At the moment, there isn't any interesting thing on pound Japanese yen, so I'm just literally going to let it slide, right? I'm quickly going to scan through the ones that have come close to my analysis, and then my entry point, so that I don't get to waste too much time in this video. When I watch pound dollar, it's got similar things as the pound Japanese yen, but my interest this week has most likely been the New Zealand card, right? You can see New Zealand card coming into a very good range for me, right? One of my psychological levels. I'm expecting this thing to eventually push and tap slightly into this level, which is the price of what 0.9050, right? Once it taps into 0.9050, that would be a good reason, a good basis for me to start looking for a short in this market, right? I'd expect this to short all the way into this trend line, right? Eventually, if we're able to not hold on this trend line, then we'll possibly even break into this range again, which would make up for a huge swing move. So that is what I keep my eyes on. That is why I have this one marked as this red watch list here, right? And then USD JPY, I was literally doing a back test, which I'm going to share more insight into. So even though I have that red thing there, it has nothing to do with me finding an entry on it, right? So throughout this week, typically if I watch through all my currency pairs, none of it has moved into a range that interests me in terms of trading, right? Okay, I've got this one to here. This is USD US 30 actually, right, into a very important range for me, where I'd be looking to short this market down, right? So this is actually a very live analysis that I'm doing. So once I upload this and the market is still in that range, you can take advantage and then find an entry in this market and then take the position if you so wish. So it's currently playing around the 30,000 area, which is a key psychological level for me in terms of resistance, right? We saw a tap here and then drop, pulled back up into that range, and I'm currently expecting it to drop all the way back down again. So make up for a very good entry for you guys, right? So 2 positions, US 30 and then New Zealand card, right? And aside those, then I don't see anyone coming to a prime range that is going to interest me to take a trade. So I basically do what? I let the market slide, and that is what I believe has accounted for most of my success in the market, right? And I think if you really want to do any good for yourself in terms of trading, then you should also follow that plan, follow your trading plans, follow that discipline, right? Stick to proper risk management, and then always adhere to your strategy, and that is how you're going to succeed and then see the light in the market. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to follow KOJOFOREX and all social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and also make sure to click in the link in the description to join the KOJOFOREX trading community, where obviously every week I share free signals. And also make sure to like and subscribe to this video and share with your friends if you learned something from it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.